What sounded like a promising lead yesterday in the search for Savannah Guthrie's mother has come up empty. Law enforcement officials say DNA on a glove found 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home did not match anything in the FBI's national database. CBS News reporter Andres Gutierrez is live in Tucson, Arizona for us once again today. So, Andres, what happens next in this case?
Well, Mugu, they did not get the break that they were hoping for with the lack of a hit in the FBI DNA database. However, they now shift their focus to what is so far the strongest piece of evidence, and that is the crime scene here at Nancy's house. We know that there was DNA recovered inside that home that does not belong to Nancy, doesn't belong to any of her relatives. The family has been ruled out at this point, and so they are right now working on processing that DNA at the state lab that the county contracts with, and perhaps there is a profile that they can enter into CODIS once again, or they could likely work down the avenue of working with these genetic genealogy companies to try and see if there's a match there. Those databases separate from the ones that the FBI is working on. Additionally, there's also the fact that FBI has found out across the Tucson area, visiting gun stores to try and figure out where that person ended up purchasing that firearm that you could see that they ended up holstering to their groin area in that surveillance video. Agents have been visiting several stores. They've been asking about sales and suspicious customers. And they're also now working with Walmart to try and figure out, who ended up purchasing that distinctive Ozark Trail backpack. And they're also trying to nail down whether the person also bought the mask and the clothing at the store as well, whether it's online or in person. That's something that they're also trying to do. They're also using high-tech technology called Blue Fly. It's a company out of Virginia, Parsons Corporation, that makes this technology, and they confirmed that on the 3rd, 2 days after she was reported missing, they ended up hovering this sensor above her house to try and see if her pacemaker was emitting any type of signal. They have used it since then, wouldn't specify what other dates, but we know that they've also enacted this particular piece of technology. So there's a lot of different resources, a lot of different tips that they're still chasing down. So even though it's not the quick break that they were hoping for, there are still many other avenues they can pursue.
Okay, that's at least some good news there. We heard from the Pima County Sheriff in a BBC interview yesterday. What did he have to say?
Yeah, in that interview, Sheriff Chris Nano said that the fact that there was no hit might be frustrating, but he did say that this is not a turning point in this investigation.
You'd like to get a hit, but it's not a setback at all. We'll continue to look at that. There's an opportunity maybe to do some genealogy work with it, but there's more DNA work that needs to be done. For me, the priority is that house, that crime scene. We have DNA found at a glove that's 2 miles away, but you could have gloves that were found 5 or 6 miles away. We have, like I say, 40,000 leads. You have to start prioritizing those leads. The real thing to me, the big key leads for me are, when we talk of DNA, is that crime scene.
And he also stressed the fact that this was, in fact, a targeted abduction. This was not a random crime of opportunity. And as you heard in there, more than 40,000 tips that they're going ahead and chasing at this point. They're working with engineers to see if there's any additional video that they can pull from Google, because Nancy here had Nest cameras. And so we're looking to see if there's any additional images that we can see here in the coming days. We're going to continue staying on the ground, have been for 18 days, and we'll do so for as many more days as we have to.
Great work there, Andres Gutierrez. Thank you so much for your time.